As a young boy, sometimes I would get into trouble because of my disobedience, and I would get spanking from my dad. The discipline is needed because I disobeyed and I deserve the punishment for my misbehavior. When we break the law, we get punished for the crime that we have committed. Many times we associate suffering with the committal of sin. We think that we are suffering because we have done something wrong to deserve it. It is probable that sin is the reason for suffering, but that is not always the case. There are times that people suffer just because God allowed it. Now let me elaborate on that. Do you remember Job? He was known as the Bible character who suffered a lot. In fact, no one would dare pray that they become like Job. But the Bible says that Job was a blameless and upright man. He feared God and avoided evil. Yet in Job chapter 1, God and the devil had a conversation about Job. In verse 9 it says, "Then Satan answered the Lord and said, 'Does Job fear God for no reason? Have you not put a hedge around him and his house and all that he has on every side? Ye have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. But stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will curse you to your face.' And the Lord said to Satan, 'Behold, all that he has is in your hand. Only against him do not stretch out your hand.' So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord." This sounds like a disturbing conversation between God and Satan. It's like Job was subjected to a Squid Game type of a testing. It's as if God had decided to let Satan play with him. But the reality of suffering has been an ancient question that man has been wrestling with. Why do people suffer? Sin can cause suffering. God allowed the children of Israel to wander in the desert for 40 years because of their sin of rebellion and idolatry. But sin is not the only reason why people go through pain and suffering. When the disciples of Jesus saw a blind man, they asked him the reason why he was blind. "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" The answer of Jesus was an eye-opener. He said, "Neither. It is so that the works of God may be displayed in him." Sometimes we tend to simplify the spiritual reality as cause and effect. Sin causes suffering, obedience causes blessings. As we go back to the story of Job, we will find out that he was a very godly and upright man who deserved to be blessed. Then why did he suffer? It is solely because of the sovereign will of God. He knows what is best for Job, so his response was to trust him. It is so that God may be glorified in his life. Job 23:10 says, "But he knows the way I take. When he has tested me, I will come forth as gold." When we read the end of the story of Job, we will see that God restored double everything that he had lost. God knows you well, and he is very much aware of what's happening in your life, including the suffering that you are experiencing now. All you have to do is to trust in his goodness, and that this process will turn you as gold. Always remember this: God is always good, even when times seem bad. You can always put your trust in him, and he will ultimately do and give what is best for you. He loves you. Have a great day.